Tell me exactly what's happened, please.
Well, one of my mates, he's taken a few drugs tonight, like, and I don't know, we think he's been sitting out off it, like.
Put your ear next to his mouth. Can you feel or hear any breathing? These questions are not delaying.
Not breathing, no.
Pardon?
It doesn't look like he's breathing, no.
What drugs did he actually take?
I think it was ecstasy.
Ecstasy, okay.
Yeah.
They left the house about 4:30. They went to a rave. Normal warning, don't be taking anything. Shouted, I'm not stupid, Mum. And then he went. As soon as I seen the police lady, I just said, Gary, please no. She brought me inside, and that's, we've got to tell you, that your son died.
Gary Bass died from taking a pill laced with PMA, a substance that's more poisonous and takes longer to kick in than MDMA. Users can think that their pills aren't working, leading them to take a fatal dose.
These kids who don't do drugs all the time, just do it when they go to raves or they go to festivals or just go out for a night, that they need to know, they need to be aware that there's bad stuff that can kill you by taking it once. Apparently there is some kind of place in Holland where you can have your pills tested. They have like lists of all the ingredients that's in the tablet, and I wish that would have been around when Gary went out that night.
Drug testing isn't only important because of adulterants like PMA, it also allows users to know how much MDMA they're taking. And that's especially important this year, when pills are the strongest they've been in a decade. A normal pill contains about 80 milligrams of MDMA, but recently, they've been weighing in at 240 milligrams. To understand why these pills are popping up, we spoke to Adam Winstock, founder of the world's largest global drug survey.
A lot of the things we've been hearing about MDMA recently have been super strength pills. Why has this happened? Why are we so obsessed with pills being more dangerous and more strong now?
I think it's to do with new manufacturers trying to make a place in the marketplace. It's effectively a pissing contest. People going, we've got the best pills, and they equate tragically that better pills are stronger pills. I mean, if there was a plea I could make to MDMA manufacturers, it would be, guys, standardise your pills, always have 100 milligrams in and score them 4 ways. I mean, it would be fantastic. People could test those, take a quarter of a pill, see how they feel, and there would be consistency.
Okay, so we're here at Fabric, where 2 teenagers have died, probably of ecstasy overdoses. Does closing down nightclubs offer any kind of solution to deaths from drugs?
No, because people who choose not to go to Fabric will clearly go and take drugs elsewhere. And Fabric clearly invested a lot of time and effort to try and make their clubs as safe as possible, and I think they did a lot of really good things. But I don't think enough clubs are upfront and honest enough that drug taking takes place. They will work with the police to ensure it doesn't. But I think the police should encourage them to be really active on their websites and on social media to say, if you're going to take drugs, not at our club, maybe at home, we want you to be safe. Tell them this is what you can do to reduce your risk, and most importantly, this is how you can look after your mates.
Do you have any data on how many people actually use pill testing?
So we've actually just done this as part of the Global Drug Survey mini-survey this year. So we had about 12,000 people from around the world. In the UK, it was about 2.5% of people said they'd used reagent testing kits in the last year, but over half said they'd be interested in getting pill testing done if it was available.
When asked about the possibility of pill testing in clubs, Theresa May is quoted as saying, "If somebody has purchased something that the state has deemed illegal, it is not then for the state to go and test it for you." Despite that strong stance, this summer, the drug testing movement had its first success on UK soil.
Over here is The Loop, which is an organization that for the first time ever has got an on-site area at a festival where you can get your drugs tested, and you can actually hear people, having received the results, yelling things like, "Yay, my pills are strong," or presumably, "There's rat poison in my cocaine." What are you crushing up there?
So I've just been handed a bit of a pill, a bit of a blue pill.
Okay.
And now I'm going to run it on this machine. It has an infrared laser so that you can then identify illegal drugs and legal drugs and lots of other typical things that you'd find in pills.
Like baking soda or something.
Like baking soda and like chalk and like, you know, things like paracetamol and all sorts of things that...
What's the worst thing that stuff gets caught with?
Actually, we just had another pill come in just now, which we might send a warning out about, that contained a quite unpleasant drug called pentalone, and that caused someone to have a psychotic episode last night. So
Here, really?
Here, yeah.
So this is just a regular ecstasy pill?
This is, yeah. So it was a blue Tesla. Tesla pills were around last year, and what that often means is that they're then not very good the subsequent year, because you get lots of copycats that try and use the fact that it was a really good pill the year before. And in fact, that's what we've just found. So it looks like it contains MDMA, but there's not much MDMA in this pill at all.
So not dangerous, but just not a good pill.
It's not dangerous. So yeah, it basically just means it's all filler.
One girl had found a baggie of mysterious white powder on the ground, and rather than employing the time-honored method of taking a bump and crossing your fingers, she left it to the professionals.
Are you coming back to collect your results? Yeah? If you just bear with me, I'll just go and check that the results in for you. 1 second.
Where did you find these drugs?
I was out last night and I found them on the floor. It was a full baggie, so I was curious about where it came from.
What are you hoping it is?
I mean, if you got free cocaine, that'd be great.
Okay, so I've got your results, and as you said, you believed and thought that it was cocaine that you brought into us. It actually came back that it was ketamine.
Really?
Yes, it did. We offer a free disposal service as well, so if you wanted us to safely dispose of that for you today, we could do that as well. Is that something that you would like us to do?
I don't take it myself, but I know some of my friends do, so...
Do many people opt for the disposal option?
We have had a few, yes. So if it's something that is of concern, then they've handed it back to us.
What other drugs are you taking?
Pills.
Have you got those tested?
No.
Isn't that the one that you'd be the most worried about, though?
I got it off my friend whose friend got them and supplied them, and there's a website called Pill Report.
Yeah.
That's really, really helpful because you just type in what you've got and it pretty much gives you a running commentary of people that are taking it.
Do you think that anyone in the government might say this is encouraging drug use rather than detracting from it?
I think it's an easy criticism to say that we're encouraging drug use. What we hope is we're reducing drug-related harm. More than 50 people a year die from ecstasy in the UK, and that figure's rising. So I think there's a desire from everybody on site to be trying to reduce drug-related deaths. What I've got is a brilliant group of volunteers who do have that expertise, and so they're helping us put that dream into practice.
Does it ever worry you, like not knowing what's in your drugs?
Not really. It does worry me a bit. Does it? I mean, a little bit. Everybody knows that millions of people take ecstasy every weekend. They should know what is inside the tablet. It's the nature of humans. We're going to get munted.
Ecstasy doesn't have to be a drug that makes it into the tabloids every week. When Border Force intercepts a haul of super-strength orange Tesla pills, they proudly dispose of them. But for the shipments that slip through the net, the Loop's approach is to send out a warning that could potentially save lives. We can't make manufacturers slow down their super-strength arms race, and we can't force them not to cut their pills. It's also pretty clear that we can't stop British people from taking ecstasy, but we can make it safer. And to be honest, if most people saw what they looked like after caning a half gram, they'd probably decide to cut down anyway.